I hear this terminology a lot about sexless marriages.
Yep.
What can you say about that? Like, I feel like a lot of men might be in that type of scenario, and because I keep hearing it mentioned, at least in your space, like in kind of the men's advocacy space.
Well, you even brought up a statistic the other day that shines a light on that. Do you remember when you're talking about only fools and who's the one spending the money on it?
Husbands.
90% married
Yeah.
men. And so
Yeah.
I
I
think
was shocked by that.
I
I
was
really
too.
was.
I,
I
I
was
did
like,
I did a
"Oh."
video on it, and I'm like, here I've been making fun of these single dudes, like, go out and date, stop doing this, guys. And I was yelling at the wrong group of dudes.
I know. I had to rechange. I had to I was gonna make a standalone video about it. I saw you made a video about it too, and I was like, "Wait a minute!" I kept having to read it and reread it. I'm like, 90% of people who are paying money into OF are married. Like, I honestly thought it would be the other way around.
Right. So did I. So did I. And I think when we talk about, the sexless marriages, I think what happens is a couple different things. Number one, something's changed to where women, I don't think they respect men they don't need to respect men. They don't look up to them for security. We got the state, or income. We got the state, or her own job, or the things that made men special are gone, a lot of them. But what
Right.
makes women special are still there, which is beauty, youth, sexuality, the rest. So women still have their value in a lot of ways, but men are losing theirs because big daddy government's taking over it. And then
Mm.
number two, again, women are waiting until they finally settle on the provider, not the guy that they fell in love with from high school, like your wife or whatever. They're waiting for the provider, and so they're like, "Well, he's paying the bills. I don't have to sleep with him." And then
Mhm.
when guys want to leave because they say this isn't working for me, you lose half your crap. And so guys are like, "Well, I'm stuck if I stay. If I cheat on her, I'm screwed. She doesn't want to sleep with me. If I leave and just get divorced, I'm screwed because of the courts. I'm stuck." And they get stuck in this position where they still got to pay the bills. They have to still provide what a man needs to provide, but the things that women used to provide, which is the cooking, the cleaning, and the raising the kids, and the
Mhm.
maybe putting out once or twice a week, even if it is just the missionary.
The
I got to
night.
do
Yeah, yeah, right. Bang it
that's
out.
gone
Yeah.
away. That's gone
Mhm.
away, and so now guys are absolutely like just they're screwed. They're stuck.
I noticed that I had, I'm getting to the age now where I'm having guy friends who are getting divorced.
Yep.
And in almost every one of the cases, they said that they hadn't slept with their wife in years.
Yep.
Years. And I was like, what? And then basically what ends up happening is they're not old enough to not turn that off. So
Right.
eventually they're like, fine, take half my stuff. I just want to get laid.
Right.
Like,
Or they're cheating, or
or they're
they're on
cheating, yeah, which
or
some
they're
of
on
these
Only
guys were.
Fools, or
Yeah,
they're 90% on Only Fools, right?
that's a good point too. Yeah, they're buying that stuff for the parasocial relationship that, there is a more evil, nefarious part of the Only Fools that I've often railed against, and I've had the number one OnlyFans Only Fools creator in the world on my channel. Like, I'm friendly with Amaranth. We
Yep.
talk about business stuff, and I dunk on the women, but I don't blame them. I blame the men who are paying for it. And I say,
Right.
stop paying for it. I have to change, dude, Joker, I have to change everything I've ever thought about or said about people who pay for that website. Because
Yep.
I was certain it was single guys paying for parasocial relationships and then whining. It changes everything because I've
Yes.
always said, look at these like modern prawn videos. They do real damage to men. Look, you gotta get the
Right.
poison. I've always said, if you gotta get the poison out, whatever, but, don't be watching that stuff every day because it creates these crazy expectations, not just for how women look and act, but for how you're gonna be able to perform in the bedroom. And
Right.
I've seen it, like, legitimately, like, ruin men. They look at this stuff like, "Man, I can't, like, jackhammer for 45 minutes straight." I'm like, all these guys are addicted to Viagra and all this other stuff,
Oh,
right?"
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and there's 20 cuts and all this stuff, and it's not real. People watch this stuff. So I thought all these single guys who are whining about women were paying only fools people, but I was wrong. It's the
Yeah.
men who are married, and you're probably right. It's the ones that are in marriages without physical activity.
Right, right. And they still need to quote unquote get the poison out, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but they can't cheat or else game over for them. They
Most of
can't.
them end up doing it. That's usually what happens. The women wait. In my experience, I'm not going to say, because I'm always very careful about saying women TM. In almost every scenario where I had a male friend who had a decent, like, one of them owned his own business. He was good. I mean, his divorce was very expensive, but
Right,
he was like, bro, I haven't had sex in years and I'm 43. Like,
right.
I'm not ready to hang it up yet, man. Like, eventually, I think in some of these cases, the women just wait out the man. They're just
Yeah,
waiting him out. They're like, well, I'm going to get mine and it's going to be his fault when he cheats on me or, whatever the case is. And it's like, it puts the men in a weird position because, if not to be dark, but this is a real conversation I've had with more than one divorced man. It's not dark, but it's kind of, I don't know, icky to talk about, but it's true if you've ever been through a divorce, and guys like us who've been around a long time probably been there once or twice in our life, but men do not want to beg for it from their wife. They
no,
cannot. It is one of the most soul crushing, embarrassing things imaginable. It's like
yeah.
I don't want to, like, and then, like, when women will say, like, fine.
Hurry up.
Yeah, that a man does not want to feel like he's R-wording his wife.
Right, right.
Like, and in both scenarios of guys I talked to that were in these, that's exactly what was happening. Basically,
Yep.
the guy's like, "What the,
Yeah.
give me something." Okay, fine. Well, I don't want that.
It,
Like,
well,
I don't want
at that
that.
point, she may as well be a living doll.
Right.
Like it's just like laying there, like
Right. There's
that.
I think,
Nothing crushes a man's soul like than more than that.
and in both cases, once that happened, the guys just got divorced because
Yep.
there is just no, like, like, I understand, like, like, it's commonly displayed on sitcoms, like couples will have like their romance nights. Oh, it's Thursday night, blah blah blah. Like, there's a reason that married couples can often try to schedule that kind of stuff because you get worked up in your own, everything that's going on. But
Yeah.
if you get to the point where, like, your wife is making you beg for it, which is what was happening to not one, but at least two of the guys that were open with me, I was like, dude, what are you doing? Like,
Yep.
leave, man. Just cut bait. We write the
Well,
check. But not every guy can do that.
ironically, you asked me about sexless marriages, but you have plenty of examples in your own life where you go, okay, I get it. Like
Yeah.
it is a thing. So these guys that are they're firing up either the websites or they're jumping on OnlyFools. These are guys that are like, something. At least I can hear a woman making noise and pretending
Yeah.
to be into it if I watch a video where if in my real life she's looking at me like I'm punching a cat. Like
Yeah.
I can't. And for a guy, I mean, you're a man, I'm a dude. All the guys in the chat, what is more exciting than hearing a woman really excited you're doing a good job? Like
Literally
all
nothing.
guys are like, that's hot.
Yeah.
To have
Yeah.
to have a woman be like, "Are you almost done? Because Friends is coming on in 7 minutes." Just you might as well take a guy's heart out, wring it out, throw it in the trash.
Yeah. I remember hearing that story, and I was just like, married couples go through dry spells. Married couples will go through dry spells. That's a thing. But when it becomes like a negotiation to, like, you know, have your maritals, you're not married anymore. You just have
No,
a civil union.
have you seen the pictures or the videos of women where it's like, well, if you do the dishes, I'll give you a Hummer, and if
Yeah.
you take out the trash without me asking, I'll let you just end it, man, end it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't wanna have to. It is weird. I think maybe as you get older, that becomes more of a thing, like, certainly, without, like, being too open, like, I am 41, it's not like when I was 20 anymore,
Right,
like, when it's, 5, 6 times a week and, like, but I don't even want it that much. I'm too old for that.
right.
But, like, if it got to the point where I'm, like, begging or whatever, like, and again, I did, to me, it was like, when I heard that, I was like, damn, that's years. And then, like, another guy said that, oh yeah, But eventually the guys are like, well, this is a mess. We have a kid. I'm stuck. In
Right.
both cases, they had a kid, and they cared about their kid. They weren't deadbeats. But eventually they're like, I'm not putting my balls away yet. Like, I'm not
Right.
done. I'm not 60 and saying like, okay, I'm cool with this.
Right.
Like, and it is a weird thing. And then using it as a weapon is obviously a uniquely female tactic that is extraordinarily devious and suboptimal. I'll say.
Yeah. And so again, I think that's more the things that men look at and just say, marriage isn't for me. And that's really why I think the marriage statistics, that everybody's screaming, oh, the divorce rates are lower than ever. It's because people are getting way more careful about who they marry, number one, and number two, a lot less people are marrying.
Well, it's like Biden saying the job market's killing it. It's like, bro, it's because everyone's getting a second job.